Okay, good morning. Welcome, everyone. I want to call to order the meeting of the California Education Learning Lab 2021 Selection Committee. I'm Lark Park. I'm the director of the Learning Lab, and I'll be serving as the moderator for today's meeting. With me are Marisa Chung and Rob Charette, who are both program development officers of the Learning Lab. So let's call the roll for the selection committee members. And so please indicate here or present. Benoon?
Yes.
Bowers?
Present.
Kubo?
Present.
Mack?
Present.
Narayanan?
Present.
Raman?
Present.
Stoppel?
Present.
Okay, great. So I believe that there are some people who have joined us by Zoom. So thank you for being here. This is the second and final meeting of the Selection Committee for Learning Lab's Grand Challenge, Overcoming the Calculus Barrier to STEM Success. The first meeting took place on March 15th. Today's open session of the Selection Committee will be brief. We'll reintroduce Learning Lab staff and the Selection Committee members. Then we'll go over roles and responsibilities, what's happening during the day, and then what the next steps are at the end of the day. At the end of this morning's open session, I'll open public comment and ask if anyone from the public would like to make a comment. And we'll also be monitoring the Q&A for questions and comments. So first we'll do staff introductions.
Hi, I'm Marisa Chung, Program Development Officer. I joined the Learning Lab last November with a background in grant making and having worked as a grant writer for the Foundation for California Community Colleges.
Good morning, everyone. Rob Charette, Program Development Officer, joined at the same time as Marisa, and I joined from the CSU Chancellor's Office.
Okay, thank you, Marisa and Rob. So now we'll go to the selection committee members. We'll start with Steve Benoon.
So welcome, my name is Steve Benoon. I currently work as a lecturer with potential security of employment at UCLA. I have been interested in learning and applying evidence-based teaching techniques in the classroom, hence my affiliation with the Department of Psychology. But I have background in mathematics, and I have been teaching calculus mainly for the last few years, and also have implemented a calculus reform at Cornell before joining UCLA.
Great, thank you, Steve. Janet Bowers.
Hi, my name is Janet Bowers. I just recently retired from San Diego State University Math Department, where I was a math educator for 25 years. And I have been on a grant for reconceptualizing undergraduate math learning, two grants actually, one called Seminole and one called Summit P. And both are involved in thinking about what it really takes to reform calculus.
Thank you very much, Janet. We'll go to Kathy Kubo next.
Hi, my name is Kathy Kubo, and I am a full-time faculty member at College of the Canyons in the math department. I am involved with the California Acceleration Project, which is a faculty-led professional development network that supports the California community colleges to improve outcomes in English and math. I'm also an organizer of professional development workshops that are funded by the California Community College Chancellor's Office, and we focus on providing professional development for mathematics faculty who are interested in teaching introductory statistics.
Great, thank you very much, Kathy. Next, we'll go to Kelly Mack.
Good morning, I am Kelly Mack. I am the Vice President for Undergraduate STEM Education at the Association of American Colleges and Universities, where I lead efforts to provide professional development for STEM faculty who are doing the work of reforming undergraduate STEM education. I come to AAC&U by way of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, where I was a professor of biology for 17 years, and also the National Science Foundation, where I was a program officer for the NSF Advanced Program. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kelly. Next, we'll go to Satya Narayanan.
Good morning. My name is Satya Narayanan. I'm a professor of computer science at Cal State University, Monterey Bay. For the last 10 years or so, my work is focused on working with students right from their freshman year throughout their college journey, preparing them for internships, preparing them for college success, and helping them graduate and get into the tech industry. Before I came to CSUMB, I worked in the industry for about 10 years. A lot of the work I do involves like kind of math preparation for students. So that's my relevance to this committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Ganesh Raman.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ganesh Raman. I serve as Assistant Vice Chancellor for Research at the CSU Office of the Chancellor. So we try to connect research directly to student success, to faculty excellence and economic development of the regions where the campuses are located. By training, I'm a mechanical and aerospace engineer. Started at NASA and worked there for about 14 years. And then I was a professor of mechanical and aerospace engineering at the Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago, where I also then held administrative positions of associate chair, associate dean, and deputy provost. Thank you.
Thank you. And then lastly, we have Jeff Stoppel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Stoppel, Associate Vice Chancellor for Undergraduate Education at UC Santa Barbara. Roughly speaking, that job's been described as Chief Undergraduate Education Officer for the campus. My faculty position is in the mathematics department.
Thanks so much. And really thank you all so much to our selection committee members for joining us today and the process that they've engaged in. So as many of you know, the California Education Learning Lab is a state program housed in the Governor's Office of Planning and Research and newly administered in partnership with the Foundation for California Community Colleges. Technically, this is our 6th distinct grant opportunity that we've held for faculty of the University of California, California State University, and California Community Colleges. Today, we've committed $18.5 million in funding to 30 projects across the 3 public systems in California. And with this grant opportunity, we hope to commit up to $7 million more. You can find out more about our funded projects, our grant program, and related resources on our website, clearninglab.org. Again, for our audience that's joined us, this is the final review stage of the Learning Lab Grand Challenge, Overcoming the Calculus Barrier to STEM Success, that we originally launched last November. And as you all know, that we're seeking to award up to 5 projects of approximately $1 to $1.5 million over a 3-year period to support new innovative ways to teach calculus or reimagine the role of calculus in STEM majors where calculus is a prerequisite. A side RFP for a cohort facilitator was also announced at that time, and we are seeking to make one award to a cohort facilitator in the amount of $500,000 over that same 3-year period. In terms of the roles and responsibilities of the selection committee, statute requires the convening of an expert selection committee to score and recommend proposals to the Governor's Office of Planning and Research. And we impaneled this particular selection committee because of the depth and breadth of experience in mathematics, specifically calculus instruction, and the STEM disciplines that do have calculus as a prerequisite. And we also took into consideration expertise in diversity, equity, and inclusion for students, the science of human learning, and experience in the CSU, community college, and UC systems. And we're really grateful to have convened this expert panel. The role of the selection committee members is to provide full, fair, impartial, and independent consideration of the proposals they've been asked to review. Even if a member does not have an actual conflict, members may recuse themselves if they feel there is a sufficient appearance of conflict. We have identified conflicts thus far, and those members will recuse themselves from the deliberation of specific proposals. We ask that selection committee members to review each proposal and provide both a qualitative evaluation and numeric scoring according to a published rubric on the website. And then finally, we asked them in their recommendations to consider geographic, disciplinary, and institutional diversity as per legislative intent and Learning Lab's practice. Per Learning Labs rules, selection committee members have been asked to treat the review process as confidential, and for the duration of the RFP process, they are subject to the requirements of the Bagley-Keene Open Meeting Act. So during the meeting today, most of which will take place in closed session under the deliberation exemption allowed by statute, the selection committee will focus on evaluating 9 projects for the Grand Challenge and 2 cohort facilitator applications that made it into this final round. Following the closed session deliberation, we'll come back very briefly in open session to confirm how many offers of award the selection committee is recommending, and then just make a few comments about what's ahead. These recommendations will go to the director of the Governor's Office of Planning and Research, who will approve the recommendations for award. And then we plan to contact all grant teams by close of business Monday, May 24th, to let them know if they are being offered an award. And then for those teams being offered an award, we'll send a formal award letter later in the week, next week, with detailed instructions regarding the process and timeline for facilitating grant agreements. Just to note that these awards are subject to final agreement between the host institution and the Foundation for California Community Colleges, which is acting on behalf of the Governor's Office of Planning and Research to administer these awards. For applications not selected for an award, we will notify them as well on Monday, but we'll also look to provide more detailed feedback no later than June 7th. So when this selection committee process is concluded and the final awards are announced, we'll thank the selection committee members for their service. Future RFPs may have a different composition for the selection committee depending on the nature of that RFP. My participation will be limited to serving as the moderator for the meeting, keeping time, addressing logistical questions, and then making sure all committee members have a chance to weigh in. Both Rob and Marisa are here to answer any questions about the process and provide any support needed by the selection committee members. So first I'll ask if selection committee members have any questions or comments about the day. Okay, so then we will go to public comment and see if there's anybody who's joined us from the public that wishes to either speak. We can take you off mute, or you can use the Q&A and we can read your question or comment out loud. So if you do want to speak, please do state your name and your affiliation. So Rob, I think you're going to monitor whether anybody's raising their hand or typing anything in the chat, or not the chat, in the Q&A.
Yeah, and I don't see any hands raised from attendees or anything in the Q&A. So it looks like we're good.
Okay, all right. So while this meeting is oriented towards this selection process for this Grand Challenge, I'll just note for the audience that we do plan to reach out more broadly to stakeholders in the coming weeks about our next RFP. And we invite faculty and others to provide us with feedback on the types of topics we should consider for future RFPs. So again, we'll come back into open session with this after closed session on this same Zoom webinar location. And our estimated time is 3 p.m. Again, it's to confirm the number of awards being recommended by the selection committee, and then just provide a few other details about what to expect for both awarded and non-awarded applicants. So if you wish to come back to join us, please do send an email to info@calearninglab.org. Again, that's info@calearninglab.org with the subject line, "I'd like to join open session." And then we can email you if there are any changes in the schedule. So this concludes the public portion of today's meeting, or this morning's meeting, and open session is now adjourned. We'll convene in closed session in a couple minutes. So thank you everyone for your interest. And then remember, you can contact the Learning Lab at any time at info@calearninglab.org. And for selection committee members, we will see you in closed session. Thank you. All right, I want to take the time to thank all the applicants for taking sort of taking the time to put in an application for the Grand Challenge and the cohort facilitator. We had many strong proposals, and while we're obviously limited in the number of awards we're able to offer, we were really happy to see that so many faculty were motivated to address equity gaps in STEM education, focusing on this calculus challenge in particular. And finally, a big thank you to all of the selection committee members for their participation in helping the state of California with this grant selection process. So we'll post information on, again, the awards being offered on our website at calearninglab.org by Tuesday of next week, but we will be in communication with all teams at the end of Monday. So again, thank you. And we look forward to engaging with all the teams in feedback over the next several weeks. So thank you. Have a good afternoon.